have a little bit of a bone to pick with most meta ads slash marketing gurus, I guess would be the word for them. Basically, this number one issue is why everything that they say doesn't work for you. And that issue is just that they're working with really large budgets. If you're a business owner and you're searching YouTube to see, hey, what should I do next? What should I focus on? How should I run my ads? And you're probably mostly looking because you don't want to hire a super expensive marketing agency and you want to try to see if you can do it yourself. They have extremely large budgets. And I would say most small businesses that I personally talk to, as I work with a lot of B2B service-based kind of environment, they have maybe like $40 to $50 a day to start testing with. So when you watch these videos and they're doing campaign and split this, split that, put this creative here, try top of funnel, bottom funnel, all this stuff, that's probably not going to work for you because you have a micro budget compared to the accounts that these people manage. Some of these people have really good advice and there's some things that they say that are great, but the problem is just that you cannot compare yourself with these companies that are spending so much. Since I work with more mom and pop companies, I guess, small business, right? They can't afford all that. They're trying to just try it out and see if it works out for them. Like they can't immediately jump to spending $5,000 a month or $1,000 a day, these crazy budgets that some of these DTC and all these different large e-com brands have. Also, for a lot of service-based businesses, there's a sales and a conversion process to the sales process, right? Let's say that it's an energy drink and you go and you immediately purchase it and you're good and it's ready to go. It's more of like, if you're a plumber or something, right, you're going to be communicating with them, diagnosing the issue, trying to sell them services. And there's like just so much more involved in the process than just like because sometimes you're watching these marketing videos and they're going on and they literally have like a chalkboard or like a virtual version of a chalkboard and they're going on about like, and they're putting like spider webs of stuff and they're going on about top of funnel and and like ROAS. I personally try to keep things pretty simple for my clients. There are some videos actually on this channel where I break down how to get started with Facebook ads for lower budgets. So I definitely recommend you watch those. But yes, most marketing gurus that's it. They're just operating with larger budgets and they don't really mention that. Or I don't know. I think it's just more impressive for them to show that they're doing like all this fancy schmancy stuff, to show that they have all these like thoughts going on about ROAS and all this stuff, right? But the truth is Meta is kind of like a black box. So, there is technique to it. There is testing. There are these different things, but it can also sometimes be like you're just seeing what sticks. So yeah, when they're going on about all these different things, and the other thing I think happens too is that since they're trying to hook people onto their services, maybe they're trying to make it seem super, super, super complex so that you basically inquire to them. So I think that might be another factor too. And like I said, again, if some of the gurus do watch my video, there is complexity. And I know that there's complexity to larger brands, but I really don't like when they don't disclose how big their budgets are. Because if you follow the advice of all the gurus of like, oh yeah, creative, and then you put 100 creative, if you have a budget of $40 a day, your ad account will not test those ads. It'll just fixate on one ad and then that's it. And okay, you can split the ad into several different ad sets and then force Meta to spend the budget. But if you have $40 a day, which is what I find most small businesses have, they're not going to be able to do that. So then everything that the gurus are saying is not valid and doesn't work. I do think that you can do Meta ads at smaller budgets, but you have to be so much more intentional. And I just feel like that topic is never covered. And if, you're a small business or just somebody trying to run ads for yourself and you're running into these troubles and you're like, I'm doing what other gurus are saying and it's just not working. I'm letting you know why, because I think it was a frustration for me until I realized what was happening. Aside from that, everybody that makes these kind of videos, even the videos I'm making, you are trying to funnel people into taking an action, right? So the marketing gurus are trying to funnel you into asking them more. Like if they make it seem as complex as possible, you're going to go and hit them up, or you're going to buy their course. And they have, all of them basically will have a course down in the description. I mean, I'm sure if you consume this kind of content, you will know exactly what I'm saying. So all of them will have a course that you can go and purchase. And again, there is complexity with ads. There is complexity with creating quality ads. In fact, with video production, you can't really take AI slop and just throw it on there and call it a day, all right? I guess you can, but you're just not going to get good impressions. You're not going to get messages. You're not going to get leads. If you do that, maybe you get some. Think of how much more leads you would get for that same amount of money if you just created something that didn't look like ChatGPT slop. Also, side note, if you're targeting to younger clients, they hate the ChatGPT AI stuff. So that's a whole other topic for another video, which I have covered that video as well. But just so you know, they hate it. So they're not going to be pleased with that. Another frustration with marketing gurus online is that a lot of times they don't really show their results. Obviously, I know that there's like hidden client information. They don't really want to give out their client numbers and stuff because it can be under NDA, and maybe they just can't give that information, or maybe they don't want other marketers trying to steal the client by looking at all the details, right? So I know that they're trying to be protective of the client and trying to be protective of their company, right? I do feel a little bit of a frustration though when you can't actually truly see the results of what they're talking about. Another frustration is a lot of these channels, a lot of these marketing gurus online, some of them do show their ads, or at least they show examples of the ads that they are running. But I find that somehow they can make these really long videos. Like I'm talking like some of these videos will be like 1 hour long. And they manage to not show you any of the ads. They manage to not show you any of the results of the ads. Like I almost would like to see like, this is the ad we ran and this is the results we got. Right now, since I just started promoting myself as like I guess you would call me a media buyer or whatever, right? So I just started going down that whole train. I don't have like amazing examples of that yet, but it's something that I would like to implement. I don't know why they don't do that. Why, like, I get there's some clients where you can't really share that information because either you don't want the client to get stolen, or because you don't want to guarantee results necessarily for everybody, or whatever myriad of reasons, which I know that there are a few, but that doesn't change the frustration. And just the biggest one, which I'm sure that y'all experience with every single YouTuber and every single TikToker and all of that, is the idea of that everybody's trying to sell you something. And I know that everybody's got a pitch. Everybody's got like a thing, right? A course, a website, some funnel, something that they're trying to take you to. I know that everybody's got that, right? But it does feel sometimes like you're watching content and I'm just like, okay, I'm waiting for the pitch now. I'm waiting for the 3 different things that you're going to promote. Some people are kind enough actually to put like a little bar at the bottom where you can kind of like see how long the ad is and skip it. Everything is just a funnel to sell you things. And I would probably do the same thing if this channel was bigger, but it's not. So here's the truth of what is wrong with the marketing gurus. So if you're the kind of person that's ever purchased a course, a coaching call, or anything from these marketing gurus, I would love to know your experience down in the comments and just like let me know, was it fruitful? What'd you learn? Was it more fruitful than their YouTube videos? Like what kind of content was in these courses? What did it help you grow your business? Did it help you run your own ads? Did you ultimately like do all this stuff? Because this is what I think happens, okay? And I'm super curious if you're a business owner and you've tried running your own ads. Let me know. I think what happens is that people will buy all this stuff, watch all these videos, and then ultimately be like, this is way too much, and then just hire someone to do all of it. So I'm really curious what y'all's experiences has been. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think.